What's up, guys? It's Jake at Street.tsukuru here. Lance and I just got out of work. We're gonna head over and check out the progress on his LS swap. So let's get going.
Today we are going to try to get the harness off of the LS and the 4L60E. We're going to mark everything so we know where everything goes when we're all ready to put it back together, and when we redo the harness when we're going to put it back together. So we're going to push the Ranger out and get started. See that the engine comes pretty much completely assembled with the transmission attached. I even got the yoke with it. So basically I'm going to be taking the manifolds and intake off right now. We're going to throw some tape over top of them, probably pull the oil dipstick and the trans dipstick also, and I'm going to get this thing ready to slide in there. Saw me switch the manifolds from side to side. Now I'm going to be turboing this eventually. So what I'm doing is I'm going to hopefully be able to switch them from side to side and aim them forward, so that when I do decide to turbo it, they will be already facing forward. Let's see how this is going to work out. Side. Now I'll be cutting this off and aiming it more straight out when I do decide to do it. Now let's go check the other side. Now this side looks like it's going to work as well, but I will have to wait until I get the engine in the truck and almost everything on, so I'll be cutting it off somewhere right in here, putting a V-band on it, but there's still the alternator here, and there's going to be like a gearbox. Steering gearbox is still right down here, so we'll have to see how much clearance we got and whether we can actually use this manifold or not. I've got the intake Runners all taped up along with the exhaust runners. Just keep dirt, dust, critters out of. And then have a few more things to do, and we'll be ready to put her in there. I did get the, since the last time you guys saw it, the engine mounts out. I pulled some fuel lines out. I still got to get rid of that pinch weld there on the firewall, and then we'll be sticking her in. Alright guys, so today we're going to be massaging the firewall so the trans will fit. So we're going to be cutting that pinch weld right there and hammering it flat against the body, and then that nub right there, I already looked inside the truck and it looks like we can hammer that back a bunch, so we're going to hammer that back some, and when we go to put the trans in, we'll see how the fitment is once we start putting it in. Hopefully that'll be enough, otherwise we'll have to do some more. Well, with that, found out my floor is a little more rusty than I thought it was, so I may have to patch that a little bit, but seemed to clean up a lot, made a lot more room than what was there, so it's way better than what it was. So alright guys, tonight we are going to be working on the Ranger again. It's been a couple of weeks since I filmed last, so got some stuff done in the meantime. I ended up getting the engine and trans all sitting in there. I still got to get the engine centered and kind of squared in the frame. Once I'm underneath the truck, I will end up showing you guys what I did with the trans cross member. That's kinda doesn't look like I'm going to be able to aim the manifolds down like I wanted, but that's probably what we're going to be looking at for the manifold look on this. And the driver's side is going to be about the same. It's depending on where the engine ends up sitting, it's barely going to clear the steering shaft. I might have to do a little bit of clearance on the manifold to clear that shaft, but we'll have to see. So tonight we're going to be trying to get it all squared in there, and hopefully be able to get at least some progress tonight. Maybe get the mounts in there and see where they're going to line up to. So let's get to work. Alright guys, now we're under the truck. I'm pretty sure I got the engine in there fairly square with the frame. Obviously the engine, what I did was I measured from frame rail to frame rail back here for the tail shaft housing, and actually kicked it off center by an inch, just because that's what I measured with the old engine and trans that was in here. It was about a ½ inch off. This one wanted to sit an inch for some reason, but this is the cross member that I hacked the ends off. It fits perfect up in between the frame rails, and as you can see, this side of the cross member is a little shorter than that side, and then the trans mount actually fits perfect into that bolt hole that's up in there. I don't really see it, but so now I can and I have clearance. I have clearance for the oil pan to the I-beams. Enough clearance there. There's actually It's just sitting on a 2x4 up in there. We are, I don't know, pretty close to the firewall here. I can still stick my fingers back behind there. Give you an estimate on how close we are to the firewall. And then again, this crank is, center of the crank is off center by about an inch. Obviously you want to do that a little bit. I'm just kind of estimating. I don't have any scales or anything, but if I was to have a set of scales, put the engine in there, and you could off-center your driver's side weight, so it'll help with weight distribution as far as in the vehicle itself. So, and that helps with launching and cornering, and depending on what you're doing, it helps with a lot with making sure your weight is evenly distributed side to side, front to back, all that kind of stuff. So, but I think she's sitting where I want her. I do actually have clearance for the manifolds to the eye shaft. I've got about a ½ inch with the manifold flipped up. I didn't really want to go up with them, but looks like I'm gonna have to go up with them. And obviously this side I've got a ton of clearance. So I'll get the mounts kind of half bolted on there so we can see what we're going to be rocking with for fabbing up them to mount to the frame. So these are LSX Innovation Fabrication LS Swap engine mounts. I have got quite a bit of room for the other piece of the mount to fabricate. Mounts going to that cross member. Looks like I will hit the cross member on this side on both sides of the mount, and then on this side it looks like I am going to have to fabricate something over here. Well, maybe not. That might actually go right to the back side of this cross member here, to the frame. But these are the other pieces of the mount. Go on there. So these are the other pieces. They're, like I said, they're fabricator mounts, so they give you these extra long pieces to basically put them wherever you want. And the brackets have slide slots in them so that you can move the bracket slide it from back to front to make it work however you need it to. Looks like it's going to work very nicely, and once I get them all fabricated up, maybe I'll take you guys through that process and get them in, get this thing all mounted up, and then we can start on exhaust and other fun stuff. Checking a little fitment. Looks like that manifold, I'm gonna have to do something with the steering shaft because it's gonna touch right back in there. You can't really see it, but that's kind of what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna cut these flanges off and put V-bands on there. Get her kind of all set up for turbo when I do end up going turboed. But looks like the intake touches the firewall right there. Massage that a little bit, but this manifold on this side fits really good. And like I said in the first video that we did, I'm gonna take the exhaust and go down underneath, and then make 2 U's that make an X pipe up front here, and then come out somewhere down there. Water mounts are still clear and everything down there, so looks like we're good.
Hope you enjoyed the Ranger update. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below. Those of you that watched all the way through, thank you, we appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.